In America, there's nothing more fundamental to our culture than freedom. We may not all agree as to what it means, but we can certainly all agree that it's important. But let me ask you a serious question. How free are we? Take the average household today. 40% of working families are one paycheck away from being unable to meet their basic monthly expenses. Electric bills, gas bills, groceries. I remember when I was a single mom, every month was a desperate battle just to pay the rent. Meanwhile, we are measured by what we own, so we buy. Pressure mounts, credit cards, high-interest loans, second mortgages, and with debt comes anxiety. So what happens when life happens? A circumstance totally out of your control. Unexpected job layoff, a health crisis, pressure mounts, more debt, more payments. The sense of being trapped, the appeal of escapism. Breakdowns in marriages and in families. Every day, in households in every town, households are walking a flimsy line between getting by and going under. This is not freedom. We've become prisoners of situational poverty. We're trying to change that. We are Birch Community Services, and we partner with families who are weighed down by the destructive force of debt. We begin by offering food that offers immediate relief. But we offer permanent relief, more importantly, through financial education, putting families on the pathway to peace. Because we know that freedom is never free, and getting out of debt takes sacrifice. Let me tell you how we do it. Our families begin by pushing their own shopping cart through our warehouse, adding food and household items. But this is about more than pushing a cart. This is about pushing through painful emotions connected to food access. People need to know they can feed their families, and once they do, that's when our work begins. To be part of the Birch community, families commit to be financially transparent and be open to financial education. But we can't have those conversations until people have the mental and emotional bandwidth to seriously consider the changes they need to make. When they're ready, they meet with a financial counselor and they press into conversations about whether they are in a difficult season or a way of life. They deal with the present. And then they do something they haven't done in a very long time. They cast a vision for their future. Families learn how to make plans, how to create budgets, and how to map practical dreams for themselves and their children, and then become accountable to work those plans. As they let go of their old ways of life, they set themselves free to build a new life. So while this is happening, families are fulfilling another commitment, a commitment to give while they receive. We believe that each person has something to offer, even if their struggle means they can't see it at the time. We ask each family to volunteer a couple hours each month and pay a small service fee each month. We do this because we know there is dignity in giving, and when everyone in our community gives, our culture grows. We are united, we are humble, and we are dependable. Now, I began today talking about debt. Even Birch Community Services' story began with debt, and a couple caught in a season of life like so many others in our community, until one day a generous bag of bread was left on the front porch of a small house where neighbors, too broke to buy a loaf of bread, came to receive one. Today, that front porch has evolved to a 22,000 square foot warehouse. And today, the woman living in that house, drowning in debt, me, is debt-free and the executive director of a flourishing organization in its 30th year. An organization that last year welcomed over 900 families and over 26,000 volunteer hours. Today, thousands of couples are communicating better, experiencing more peace, and thousands of families are planning for their future, one they can earn, one they can own, and one they can be proud of. That is freedom. Thank you so much for tuning in to our virtual auction. We hope you enjoy it.
people thinking about donating to Birch that Birch is a life-changing program. It's also a holistic program. BCS absolutely understands all the barriers that families in this program face to achieve financial freedom. Like I said, it's a financial program before it's a food program. Food and consumables are just part of the support. It's just unbelievable. We got to start a savings account, which we would have never did before Birch. I have managed to put $4,000 in a savings account in a year. I think to some people, $4,000 doesn't feel like a lot of money, but to me it feels like a ton of money. And it's just so nice. Like, I know my stepsister would always say, "Oh, your fridge is so neat and nice." I'm like, yeah, because it like never had that much food in it. And now it's like a total mess. I think my husband's always like, "I can't find anything in here." And like, how amazing, right? Like a moment to stop and that my fridge is packed and messy. And the pantry, we actually had to install an extra shelf in our tiny apartment for pantry food, which we had never had before. And literally for 30 days, I made nothing but what I was getting from here. And my husband just expressed so much gratitude about how good the food was and what a phenomenal job I was doing. I was like, what? Like, I mean, it felt so good. I love this program so much. Like, I just love it so much that volunteering is one of those ways that you get to show your gratitude. And I know that people here really need help. In this unprecedented time in which we're living, I am even more grateful for Birch because it's like this rock that has continued to allow me as one of the providers in my family to maintain this sense of joy and normalcy.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm Valerie Rippey, the Community Development Manager.
And I'm Andrew Roulette, the Operations Manager.
And we are coming at you live from the Birch warehouse. We're sorry we can't be in person tonight, but thank you so much for tuning in. Also, thank you to everyone who's having watch parties. As I'm sure you've heard, a generous donor is donating $100 for every household that's invited over to another house for a watch party. And we've been getting pictures of these, which is super exciting. If you are watching with someone else and haven't sent a picture yet, please send that picture to bcs@bcsi.org, or you can text it to 503-389-5366. So go ahead and get those pictures in, and hopefully we'll be able to show some later in the show. We hope that you have two devices out, one that you're watching us on right now, larger screen like a TV, but also make sure you have your phones out so you can continue keeping track of your bids. Thank you so much for all the bidding that's been taking place. It's been really exciting to watch this week. So huge thank you to everyone for continuing to bid to support Birch Community Services. Also, you probably noticed you do have to register to bid. You're not required to upload a credit card, but you can, and that makes checkout really easy at the end of the night. Whatever items you won, it's just a click of a button and it will charge your credit card. But if you prefer to pay by check, you can click pay later at the end when you check out, and then you can bring us a check when you pick up your items or send it in the mail.
And also really exciting, we're going to have a 50-50 raffle tonight. So definitely get some tickets while you can. It's going to end at 6:30 sharp. So now is the time to get in there. We'll announce the winner at 7 o'clock, which is really exciting. Also, all of the auction items, those are going to end at 7 o'clock as well. So now is the time.
With one exception, which is that we have anti-sniping in effect. So if you place a bid within the last 5 minutes before 7 o'clock, we'll automatically trigger that item to stay open an extra 5 minutes. So if you place a bid at 6:59, that item only will stay open until 7:04. If another bid is placed at 7:03, the item will then stay open until 7:08 until there have been 5 minutes with no bidding.
And also, if you're watching from out of state, thank you so much. That's incredible. A couple things to keep in mind, though. You will need to pay for shipping of that item if you win something. Also, you'll need to abide by any kind of liquor laws that are in your state. The only exception to that is if you are watching from Hawaii, I will gladly come visit you and deliver your product.
All right, let's learn a little bit more about Birch Community Services. Stay tuned.
Financially, we were just struggling and having trouble getting on top of things, and so it was to give us a little bit of room. Birch has helped my family through giving us food security, because when financially you're struggling, you take care of the minimums, you pay the bills, you make sure that we pay our bills always, and so those would get paid before maybe a good grocery plan was put into place, and so then you're kind of scrambling. I don't ever have to worry about food, and if we for some reason had an extra bill come up and we don't have enough money to go to the grocery store, I still have food because I went to Birch, so we can actually eat better than we would have anyway. Getting to volunteer is actually pretty fun. Spend your couple of hours a month volunteering and getting to see how the whole thing works. You'll be amazed at the level of effort it takes to put something like this on. I like that you don't just show up and take everything for granted. You get to come and see how it works, and you realize how much effort's put into it. It is a gift, and so I've been really, really grateful.
In 1992, Suzanne and Barry Birch heard bread was going to waste. They knew some families who could benefit from the bread, as well as themselves, and they began picking it up on an on-call basis to share. Eventually, word got out and the Birches began receiving food from all over Portland to distribute out of their garage. Now, Birch Community Services is housed in a 22,000 square foot warehouse, welcoming almost 600 families a week enrolled in the Sustainable Families program, as well as about 70 other nonprofit food pantries in the area who receive food for their missions. Birch's mission is to provide a community where people can be responsible and accountable for meeting their basic needs. Every family pays a monthly service fee, as well as serving in the warehouse to contribute to their Birch community. The Sustainable Families program, focused on financial literacy, is supported by these 4 pillars: food, education, freedom, and legacy. Food provides about $1,000 a month of groceries, clothing, and household items, including Danner work boots. The immediate relief of these financial burdens creates margin in monthly expenses to pay down debt. Education is received through mentoring from the financial literacy manager, who meets one-on-one with each family to create and review a family vision for household finances. And the Financial Restart course helps provide the needed tools to succeed. Freedom is experienced as families accomplish goals and become debt-free. Legacy results as they transition from the program, equipped to model healthy financial habits for their children.
Thank you guys so much for this continued bidding. It is so exciting to see those bids continuing to come in. Looks like the baby basket is a really popular item this time. Also looks like dinner with Suzanne is very popular, which Andrew and I have been very lucky to have a few dinners at Suzanne's, and let me tell you, she is an amazing cook. So
I might have to bid on that one.
That's going to be a pretty popular one. So thanks so much for continuing to bid. Just a reminder, continue to send us your photos of your watch parties. We're working out on getting them so that we can view them all together a little bit later. But we love seeing all the people who are gathered together to watch us. So thank you so much.
And now we're actually going to watch a video about one of our staff members. And what's really fun about Xavier is Xavier was actually on the program as a participant before he ever became a staff member. And He was a phenomenal volunteer, and then now we get to learn a little more about him.
I'm Xavier Entity. I've been at Birch Community Services since October of 2020. Something really cool about Birch, one of its founders, Barry Birch, once said it was 90% about people and 10% about food. And I think it really shows the longer you're a part of the program. Birch creates about 90% of my wife's and my groceries. It makes a real difference. I've had a chance to go through Restart once when I was a member of Birch as a single individual and had some medical debt. And I've since rejoined the program with my wife. We meet with Dino annually to discuss our finances and our family vision. The family vision kind of makes the financial literacy aspect of Birch a very real process. Before I was a member at Birch, I tried budgeting, I tried financial planning, and it would be a really unfocused practice for me. But in my wife and I discussing where do we want to go with our family? How do we want to prioritize our finances? It makes it a focal point for how our money isn't just a means of getting by, but actually a tool for serving our communities and for serving our future children. It's a great place to be if you're struggling with your finances, if you're dealing with a lot of debt, because what you quickly start to see in your volunteering and your shopping is that we're all just trying to figure it out together. For everyone who's in need financially or is in need of better access to food, you are welcome here regardless of anything. Everyone's welcome here who's willing to work.
Hi guys, thank you so much for the continued bidding. It is so fun to just watch things continuing to happen. And a huge thank you to Xavier. He's been an asset to the team since he started late last year.
Yeah, it truly has been. All right, just a quick reminder, we only have 10 minutes left for that 50-50 raffle. So it is growing substantially. So if you want to get in on that, 10 minutes left, and then we're going to go ahead and announce that at 7. All right. Couple things I wanted to talk about. 2021. I know for most of us, we just want to forget about 2021. But here at Birch, we actually had a remarkable year, and it was all in part because of your guys' generosity. Last year, we had about 13 million pounds of product come into the warehouse that we were able to distribute to the families and the other nonprofits that we work with. And a lot of that was simply because we were able to expand our cooler. Which was remarkable. So thank you everyone who had a part in that. Second thing is we were able to buy a brand new truck to bring those donations to the warehouse. And that's incredible. All those things are tools that make our work possible. And now we're about to jump into a video talking about our freezer expansion.
But first, Andrew, I think we're gonna see a couple photos of some watch parties.
We're about to start the video to talk in detail about that freezer. So trust me, we're very excited about it. Hey everybody, Andrew Ouellette, Operations Manager at Birch Community Services. Today I wanted to tell you about a few things that I'm really excited about. Last year, we had almost 13 million pounds of fresh food come into this warehouse. We were able to distribute to over 900 families, struggling families. What was really exciting about that is we actually had a record year of frozen product, mostly meat, protein, things like turkeys and chicken and just really wholesome things that families love. And as you can see behind me, this is Uncle Rico. This is our freezer. And I know everyone's thinking, what in the world? Why do you call it Uncle Rico? I'll give you a little brief history there. Uncle Rico, for all you movie buffs out there, is from Napoleon Dynamite. Fantastic movie. Don't judge us. And the freezer would break down on a regular basis, constantly causing trouble, completely unreliable. Hence, Uncle Rico. The good thing is that Uncle Rico, our freezer, because of generous grants and donations from people like yourself, actually works wonderfully well, which is good news because when we were getting in those record amounts of protein that has to go into our freezer, we had a place to put it. And there lies the challenge. All of that product that's coming in that has to go into the freezer, we want to be able to distribute that to the families, obviously. And that is a major bottleneck. So we have record amounts of product coming in, but we don't have a place to be able to distribute it safely and efficiently to all of those families. Let's go look at Uncle Rico so that you can kind of see what it looks like. All right, so I'm going to take you guys inside of Uncle Rico. This area you can't shop out of because it's negative 15 degrees in there, which is way too cold for our families and kind of scary actually. So it's going to be a little noisy in there, so just bear with me. All right, so this is Uncle Rico, is our freezer. Today, it's actually not completely full because we have another load coming in. So we'll put another 10 pallets or so in here. It can hold about 50 pallets at a given time. And for example, here's a lovely turkey. How wonderful is that? We get product like this every day, which is incredible. I mean, Jimmy Dean sausage, who doesn't love Jimmy Dean? I mean, all of this product that's in here, we want to get to the families. So now we are actually over by our 10-door freezer. So this is currently where all of the product is distributed to the families, so they get to shop out of here. Unfortunately, we're right now getting a lot more product than what we can efficiently distribute out these doors. And on top of that, it is immensely laborious. It takes so much effort to constantly restock this all day long. It makes so much more sense to be able to restock, just like at the stores, from the backside. And that's one of the benefits of having the doors on Uncle Rico. And also, keep in mind, when we add those doors, it's going to nearly double our available doors for product to get to families. We're actually going to show you where the new doors are going to be placed. And this is really exciting. So follow me. We're going to go right over here. So right here, this is the end of our freezer, Uncle Rico's box. And then you'll see there's a gap, and then this fun wall here. And then on the other side of the wall is actually where our new cooler is. So the idea was, why don't we connect the two? And then on the inside of the cooler, we can put multiple doors so people can reach right into Uncle Rico. And then they can grab that case of chicken, they can grab the frozen vegetables, and they put it in their cart and really have access to all of that lovely product that is stuck in our big freezer. We want to get that to the families. And today, you guys have the opportunity to help us make that a reality. Again, thank you so much for being part of this. I can't tell you how excited I am. I know last year we were able to expand our cooler, and this year, let's do the freezer. I think we can make this happen. Thank you so much.
I'm 14 years old.
I'm 17 years old.
I think my favorite part of Birch is the people, the experience of working, and the great food we get.
Yes, our family did graduate from the program, but we became volunteer shoppers, so now we actually get to volunteer more. I like volunteering at Birch because I get to learn new things, I meet new people, I get to talk to new people.
So on a typical Monday, it's usually a cleanup shift because we volunteer late in the afternoon. And we mop, sweep, get ready for the farmers, help the farmers sort their produce and stuff and load, and pretty much make sure the warehouse is clean and ready to be used next on Wednesday.
So if we get in trouble or something at home, our mom actually threatens that we can't volunteer at Birch, and so we really try to behave. Birch Community Services is a program where you come and shop once a week to get food and clothes and supplies, and you also take financial classes with Dino to help you spend your money wisely and to get out of debt.
My business is I make wooden cutting boards or any wooden project that lots of people want me to make.
What inspired me to sew doll clothes and sell them as my business? My grandma sewed, and so I thought it might be fun.
So at the end of a bazaar or a sale, we break down the money. 30% goes into savings, 30% goes into reinvest, 30% we can keep, and 10% is tithe. Birch has helped our family a lot. Our dad's wages were cut due to the coronavirus, and it helps us save money. You should donate to Birch because it's not only helping people with their food, but it's also helping them with their finances, getting them back on their feet so they can afford food just from the grocery store and are able to invest in other things and not be in debt.
A huge thank you to Allie and Zachary for that video. As they mentioned in the video, their parents are graduates from Birch Community Services, and their mom, Angela Small, is actually one of our board members right now. And Allie and Zachary, not only do they volunteer every week, as they mentioned in the video, but they both donated to the auction. They mentioned they both have businesses. Allie's business is sewing doll clothes, specifically for American Girl dolls. So I have a few of her pieces here that are up in the auction tonight. We have this raincoat hand sewed right here, and this cute nightgown with a stocking cap that are with the Melody Ellison package. So Melody is the newest American Girl doll from 1964, loves to sing, loves to garden, and we have a brand new doll in the box with all her accessories, her book, but also a few custom outfits made by Allie, donated to the auction. So it's this raincoat, this nice nightgown, another wonderful outfit. There's a nice picture if you find her item on the item catalog, and some leggings.
That's incredible. So Zachary, not only is he incredibly talented as a volunteer, but my goodness, he can make some wonderful woodworking pieces here. We have some cutting boards. I just found out it's made out of monkey pod wood. Had never heard of that before, but I'm confident Bob Vila would be proud, to say the least. Pretty amazing work. Thank you, Zachary, for all of that.
So yeah, you have the large board, which is an item on its own, and then the small boards you can find in the gin and tonic package, the old-fashioned night package, and also the Willamette Valley Vineyards getaway package, which is a tasting voucher for 8 and has that wonderful picnic basket that comes with the silverware and the bottles of wine from Willamette Valley Vineyards. It also comes with one of the small charcuterie boards from Zachary.
That's amazing. All right, and now we are actually going to go ahead and start talking about our agencies. So everybody knows that we serve several hundred families every week. But what a lot of people don't understand is that we actually work with 70 plus other nonprofits in the area. Those are food banks, women's shelters, I mean, a whole slew. And every single week, we're able to pass on some of the excess product that the families can't utilize to those agencies. And then they can use that to serve their demographics really, really well. It's estimated about 20,000 people end up receiving that product as a result every week. It's pretty remarkable.
It really is. We're going to hear from some of them right now.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kathy Fonts, and I volunteer to get food at Birch every Monday for the Estacada Food Bank. We love doing this because we like helping the community, and we so appreciate that Birch is here to help us serve the needs of the people in the Estacada Sandy area.
Hey, I'm Josh with Our Streets PDX, and what we focus on is feeding the less fortunate, and we also go out and clean up the streets. I've been here for 2 weeks. I love it. I never want to leave.
My name's Russell Sweet. I work for Portland Open Bible Church, and I'd like to say that Birch has been a blessing for us to be able to come out here and get produce for our church, our pantry. It's a big development and help for anybody.
My name is Daniel Nelson. I am with a student with Adult and Teen Challenge. We are a rehab discipleship program. We come here to Birch to get 90% of our supplies to feed the guys at our outreach program.
I'm Amy. I am with the Tiger Grange's Free Food Project in Tigard, Oregon. We are an independent agency. We serve approximately 500 people a week, and that is a large range of different ethnicities, different cultures, so it's a lot of fun.
From Northwest Bible Training Center, we're providing for the residents that come through there. It's a non-profitable organization, but we help the homeless, we help the people that are severely addicted to drugs and alcohol to get off the streets and get away from the drugs and alcohol. Birch has been supporting and helping our organization to help better society and help better people.
I'm Deacon Ron of Liberation Christian Church and Straightway Services. We come out here every week on Wednesdays and collect our food, and we go out into the community of the Northeast and houseless community and serve them.
Hi, this is Cindy. I'm with Waves of Grace, and we serve senior community, and we do street ministry and family food boxes, and we could not do what we do without Birch, and we are so blessed by them, and that blessing just goes on to other people, and we're so thankful and so grateful for them.
All right, again, thank you guys for your continued bidding. The 50/50 raffle is now officially closed, so we will be working on drawing that name and announcing at the end of the show. We are getting more photos of watch parties, so thank you. Doing a virtual show.
Yeah.
So a couple other exciting things. We're going to head into talking about our Restart program. So as you all know, our heart behind what we do is providing financial education to families. So it's easy to see all of the food and how we're helping with the issue of food insecurity, but we really care at Birch Community Services about the root cause of the problem. So because of that, we provide one-on-one financial meetings with every single family to get individual advice with one of our financial counselors. They meet every 6 months regularly and also take our class Restart, which goes through budgeting, credit, paying off debt, creating savings, but most importantly, how to cast a family vision and how to really think critically about your future and think about the decisions we make today, how they're making us into the people we want to become.
And that's really key. See, at Birch, we have never ever wanted to just put a Band-Aid on a symptom. It's always been about how do we address the root cause? How do we make sure that the families can not only figure out what is going on right now, but be able to be sustainable in the future.
So now we're going to hear from our financial literacy department and a little bit about their Restart course.
My name is Dino Biaggi. I am the Financial Literacy Manager.
I'm Becca, and I am the Financial Literacy Assistant.
And I'm Tina, and I am the counselor in the Financial Literacy Department.
So I think one of the great things about Restart is that there's something for everybody in Restart. So whether you're brand new to budgeting and thinking about your finances, or you've been tracking your spending and saving for years and years, there's something for you in Restart.
The combination of money being freed up with the education to connect the dots on our day-to-day decision making and the trajectory of which we're heading with our goals.
Every family gets financial counseling and assistance based on where they are in their life and in their financial journeys. Some people are trying to get out of debt, some people are trying to save for the future, make plans, and we have the ability to meet with them each personally and to really help them exactly where they are.
Yeah, we meet regularly with them, and always out of those meetings they have next steps to work toward. It's also super practical, so it takes the what that you need to do and shows you how to do it.
what's meaningful, what's important to us, what do we want to pursue. It's your money. Use it according to your values and you'll see that progress a lot faster. In the family, we also give tools and teach families how do you talk about money intergenerationally. How do you think about not just the decisions you're making now as a couple, but what are the implications of that to your kids, grandkids? So really diving into legacy and a mindset shift of flourishing.
When COVID-19 started, one of my first concerns was how is this going to affect Birch and then in turn our family. I was overwhelmed and so thankful to see that the donations are still coming in, and this has been a place of safety, and I love how Birch has felt like a safe place. My husband works in the auto industry, and probably my favorite thing about coming to Birch is that very first year when we found out about the boot program, he was able to replace some boots that were actually not safe for his workplace with ones that were much better. That has been a huge resource to our family. So during our time here at Birch, we have managed to pay off one credit card, and we now have a savings account. One of the best things that Birch does well, they do a lot of things well, but is integrating all of us who are participants in volunteering. They make it easy for people to access, but also we have responsibility, which I think is very important. I appreciate that my kids are able to witness what the community is doing to help others and how we are responsible for part of how Birch runs and the example that it sets for them.
Thank you all for your continued bidding. This is really exciting, and every time you're bidding something up, it's just helping us at Birch Community Services, and it's helping support those families with food and financial education. You've probably seen at the bottom there are also buttons to click to support the freezer expansion or a family, but we're going to take a couple minutes now. We won't do a formal paddle raise, but if you look at the main menu, there is a button that says donate on the main menu. If you all want to click there on your second device, don't click away from us, but click that donate button and you'll see a few different amounts that you can click to donate. So maybe you were planning on participating and you're just getting outbid on things and outbid on things. We would love to encourage you to just pick any amount that is really the right amount for you, and however you would like to support Birch Community Services and support these families. As we've mentioned, we are a financial literacy program, and it's really important to us to be good stewards of your donations. So we're just really thankful for all the people. And I think Andrew has a pretty exciting announcement.
Yeah, so we actually just found out during that break that there is going to be a $5,000 match to all of the donations that come in right now. Incredible, generous donation from a donor that we did not expect. That was quite fun. And also keep in mind during this time, not only are we going to be raising funds for a freezer, but really this is the time where your generosity helps the families have those one-on-one, sit-down, kneecap to kneecap meetings that is a catalyst for all the change. The families have to put in the hard work, but we want to be able to make sure that we give them the tools to be able to do that. So it's a really good time to be able to do that for sure.
And one other thing, we're going to go into another video now, and this video is actually really special to both of us because this video is all members of our staff who are either former or current participants of Birch Community Services.
Yeah, it's really fun. I've been here for a number of years and really been able to watch a lot of the volunteers and a lot of the participants just kind of grow and blossom, and then they want to be able to give back in a formal way as a staff member. And I'll tell you, nothing is more exciting than really watching their hearts to serve unfold right in front of you day in and day out. So let's get to watch a little bit of that.
For a long time, I have been looking for a job that I actually believe in and care about.
We were making good choices, but we were just really struggling to make ends meet. So we were living paycheck to paycheck.
My wife and I were participants in 2010 to 2012, so for about 2.5 years.
I've been an employee here for about 12 years, but I started as a volunteer when I was about 7. When I was younger, we were on the program, helped my parents get through some really difficult times financially, which obviously had a huge impact on myself and the rest of us. But it was also just kind of amazing to be able to watch everything unfold, not only as a participant through our family, but also just to be able to see Barry and Suzanne really bless the people around them, and to kind of see that joy just exude from them. I thought, I want that.
I think having been relieved myself of the burden of debt, it makes it a much more powerful and constant reminder every day that what I'm doing is not meaningless, and there's benefit after benefit and generosity continuously flowing through this place. And it actually continues to help my wife and I climb out of debt. So working while being a participant is also quite a blessing as well.
Birch was so instrumental in our lives in just taking us through a time when I really don't know what we would have done without it.
But one of the things I loved about Birch as a participant was just the feeling of community. So we were new to the area, we didn't know a lot of people, and Birch was a great place to not only work on our goals, but also to just meet people and be in a community of like-minded people.
While I was a participant as an adult later in life, Suzanne and Barry were able to help me on the program pay off about $20,000 of debt, medical debt, in about a year. I mean, it was pretty remarkable.
I really felt that just this comfortableness here, not only with the other people who come and shop, but with people who come and volunteer their time with the staff. And it's turned into a great experience because I've gone from just being part of Birch to really being part of Birch.
I love the heart of BCS. I love talking about money. I love helping serve families. And when the two of those were able to be blended together with the opportunity at Birch, I said, sign me up. I know what it's like to be in a program while you're trying to work on something.
I like working at Birch because of the volunteers that come in. Being able to have a goal in sight for a project and seeing that come to fruition by giving concise instructions to not overwhelm them, and the same time watching them develop their own processes that were better than my own idea to get things done in the warehouse and to serve other families.
So when I started working for Birch, I brought that feeling of community with me, and that's the main reason I wanted to work for Birch, was because this is a community of people that are working together, helping each other, and we're all in different places, including amongst the staff and the participants. Everybody's in a different place in their journey, and it feels like a place where you can be supported, where you can not only be supported, but you can support other people. So everybody has something to give, and I like that feeling of community.
So having the team come out of the program, I think the one best thing that gives our team is a sense of deep care about the shoppers personally. There's something extra that the team has predominantly, which is knowing what it's like to be there, to be in debt, to be in the hole, to being scared of the circumstances that are out there in the world right now. And yeah, it's just it's an extra, sometimes it's a nuance, but I think it's a foundational one that helps it be less of a cold environment. And there's a lot more empathy here. I really love the team. So having no coworkers that I have any qualms with, having everyone be a fully functioning, great-spirited teammate.
I believe in Birch. So much so that I now count it a privilege to be able to work there.
Birch is a place of joy.
There's a level of understanding that comes with being a former participant to be an employee that external folks that come to Birch to work don't necessarily have. And again, I think it goes back to an idea of empathy, that those former participants who now are employees have a really good understanding of what families are walking through because they push the same shopping carts.
I would say the best thing about being at Birch is that the folks that I'm working with, it feels like we're on a common path.
Just the community of staff and participants is the greatest part about Birch, and everybody here is on the same team. So whether you're working for your own goals or supporting other people in their goals, it's just a beautiful community that we're a part of.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much. I have to say, watching that video just constantly reminds me what a privilege it is to be able to work alongside them. But one thing that is actually even more fun than that is really being able to work with the volunteers that are participants. Also a whole bunch of people from the community that come in and serve on a regular basis. I mean, we really couldn't do it without everybody taking part and really serving each other. They estimate that it's probably equivalent to 20 plus full-time employees. If we had to pay all those volunteers for all the hours, I think last year it was 26,000 hours of volunteering. Just remarkable. And really, truly want to thank everyone who's watching who has ever come in and volunteered. We love that you come in and get to serve everyone else as well.
Yeah, and a huge thank you for just the continued pictures coming in at the watch parties. We're still working on our final tallies. If you haven't sent in a picture yet, you can still send it in. But we're at over $5,000 just from watch parties. So thank you so much. This is absolutely amazing to us. And also, there's an additional separate $5,000 match for any donations made between now and the end of the night tonight. So you can continue to head over to just the donate button if the items that you're hoping for aren't working out. But pretty exciting to see some of the fights going on, right?
Yeah, those options. Oh my goodness, people really want it. That's for sure. Like I said, as soon as we're done here, if I get a chance, I'm probably going to go bid on Suzanne's dinner. I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, that's incredible. I think we have another video that we're going to watch.
We have one last video. It's, our night has flown by. So we have one last video from a participant to watch, and then we'll be back to announce the 50-50 raffle winner.
That's right.
I'm Teresa Sontag, and I have a family of 6, and we have been participants of Birch for approximately 20 months. And in this 20 months, we have been floored by what's happened. We have paid off all of our debt. Approximately, it's been over $10,000 of debt in that 20 months, and now we're currently increasing our emergency fund. Birch is $80 a month for participants, and I come home with probably $700 worth of stuff each week. I feel like sometimes you get personal items, cleaning items. I feel like it's like a treasure hunt here. I'm excited to come every week. You never know what you're gonna get. And I mean, I don't know, flowers last year. Flowers were this highlight for me because I've never spent money on flowers because I always felt like I couldn't. And last year I got so many flowers. I had neighbors complimenting me on my yard. And I was just like, yes, it's so exciting. You do need to volunteer for 2 hours a month. It's kind of the effort to give back. I think it's great to not always get everything for free. You kind of have skin in the game. You also have to go through some financial classes, and they have a financial advisor, Dino, who is really, really awesome. You go over your finances with him. He recommends ways of reducing your debt. It was a great program for my husband and I because it allowed us to start communicating about our finances, and that is huge because finances are something people don't always like to talk about. So with that, we came up with our family values and goals, and we started doing categorized savings and planning for those goals. I think it is an awesome program.
Welcome back. Thank you so much. That was an incredible video to watch, and truly being able to see the participants and their story is always just heartwarming for all of us. So thank you everyone who's been a part. It is almost that time where we're going to go ahead and announce the raffle, 50/50 raffle winner. So we're pretty excited. We're just counting them up right now.
But first, we have a couple announcements for you. So as you know, bidding closes at 7, except for anti-sniping. Right. But when you find out if you win an item, you can come to the warehouse to pick up your item this coming week, Monday or Wednesday from 10 to 5. Or if those times don't work for you, just send me an email, send us an email, and we'll arrange a time that works well. Also, you will receive an email on Monday. If you're unsure, you should get an automatic email from our system, but on Monday you'll receive an email if you get an item that maybe you think there's not something to pick up, but it's a certificate or a voucher. I might email that to you on Monday. So check your email Monday morning. It'll be the email you have registered to bid.
Yeah, thank you everybody who's been a part of this. This has truly been so much fun. Such a privilege to be a part of it. And I actually wanted to use knowledge has been incredibly important. We couldn't do it without them. So thank you. I know all of you guys are watching right now, so thank you for being a part of it. And then lastly, I have to thank Suzanne Birch. You and Barry, I mean, truly your devotion and your just sacrifice over the years to make Birch a reality. Myself and all of the other participants and staff, everyone wants to thank you. I mean, truly, servant heart, like a few people that I've ever known.
And you've probably seen Suzanne is hosting a fun watch party of her own.
Yes.
So you saw her picture flash up on the screen earlier. I'd also like to do a huge thank you to Amina and Z, our volunteers who are running this live stream. They are completely volunteering their time. Amina is a former Birch employee, but still just has a heart for serving, and we're so thankful for her. Also, Rachel Morrison, our account coordinator, who is working on doing our 50/50 raffle winning, and who has been in charge of receiving all of the photos from you. So thank you so much. Also a huge thank you to Angela Small, who arranged all the baskets that you've seen, and to Kate Birch, who took the photos that you see on the website.
Yeah. And thank you for everyone for taking the time to come and watch this and really be a part of it. We invite you, if you want to know more information, maybe this is the first time you've ever heard about Birch, go to our website, birchcommunityservices.org. There's a lot of information, and certainly we would love to give you a tour of the warehouse and really be able to have a more intimate conversation with you.
And another thing you should keep your eye out for, Birch, Andrew, what year was Birch founded?
1992.
How many years ago was that?
Ooh, at least 30. This is our 30th.
Oh my goodness. So in September, that will mark 30 years of Birch Community Services. So we'll have a huge open house in September. It'll be the last weekend of September. So mark your calendars. We'll send some emails out, but we would love to have you join us.
Yeah, it is going to be such a good time. One thing about Suzanne is she definitely knows how to throw an incredible event, and so the 30th is going to be a good time. It really is. I also wanted to take this as an opportunity to thank Valerie for putting on this entire show right now. I don't think anybody gets to really know the amount of work that she puts into this. So thank you, Valerie.
Well, you're welcome, Andrew. Thank you for being here tonight. And a huge thanks to all of you for participating. None of this would happen. I know that virtual events is not as fun as being together in person, but we hope that you guys are having a blast together, and we just appreciate you taking the time on a Saturday night to tune in behind your screens.
That's for sure. All right.
Now, are we getting close on a 50/50 winner?
They're counting them up. There was a lot.
We're getting close. So if you haven't seen, the winning amount will be, so the pot was $2,070. So the winner will receive $1,035.
That's incredible.
So we'll be in touch with email, but they'll be getting a check from us, which is pretty exciting.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, as I was looking at all the numbers, I'm just actually absolutely blown away. Tonight has been incredible. Everyone is so active in all of these items. I have no hope in winning this dinner with Suzanne. I think it's a lost cause at this point. Thank you, everybody.
Well, Andrew, while we're waiting, do you want to just tell me what your favorite thing about working at Birch is?
I would love to, absolutely. The people. I mean, I've said this before, and every time you come in, we want this environment to feel completely different. We want this to be a safe place for people. And when they come in and volunteer, we want to make sure that it's purposeful and has meaning. And truly, that's because everybody is on the same page and really serving each other. We couldn't do it without them. And the participants, oh my goodness, I'll tell you, the stories that they tell me day in and day out, the amount of progress that they're making, I mean, it's nothing short of inspirational. I mean, it really, truly is. I really wanted to take a quick moment also to thank the staff throughout this week. They've been so helpful, really putting in a lot of extra time and just to make this a reality. So thank you. My staff better be watching right now, and I will know if they're not. Oh my goodness. We have the 50-50 raffle.
Andrew, you won't believe this.
Katie Hamilton?
Congratulations,
She's the winner?
Katie.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We'll be in touch. Keep your bidding up until 7 o'clock, and then it will close. And we'll send out an email next week with our event totals. But thank you so much.
Yeah, congratulations to Katie. And also, get more bidding going. We have a little bit more time left at 7 o'clock sharp.
Thank you so much for your support.
Yeah.
We love your heart.
Thank you.